that's a good football team, and I think guys just stepped up whenever their number was called and made plays.
And also, I mean, obviously you're thinking touchdown there the whole time, but does that take a little pressure off you when you get into field goal range, when you're down 3, knowing that you have at least that in your back pocket? You don't have to force anything at that point?
I think there's steps. I mean, the first step is trying to get in the field goal range. I mean, knowing this 3-point game, you want to make sure that you're executing the offense, moving the ball down the field, and giving Harrison a chance to tie the game. And then once we got in the field goal range and we still had time left, I knew that I was going to hope that we had a couple shots at the end zone, and we were able to find Kelsey on that last one, and he made a big play.
Go next to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Patrick, I'm just wondering, when you see that the Raiders score the go-ahead touchdown, what's kind of the first thing that enters your mind? I mean, I know what the objective is there, but what are you thinking at that point?
That we're going to score. I just didn't know if it was going to be overtime or we were going to win it.
Go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Patrick, congratulations on the win. Beginning of last year, we had kind of joked about like McCole and not running and you being out of structure. And it sort of seems like since that moment, the entire team has adapted to you and the different things that you can do that are out of structure. Just how has that happened over the course of time? And how does it help you guys in moments like this, especially when Kelsey's adjusting to sort of where he thinks you're going with the football?
Yeah, I mean, it's big time. I mean, to be able to execute the first play, and then they talk about being able to execute the second play as well. I mean, guys, when I scramble, they get to their landmarks, they get in my vision, and I try to give them chances to make plays. And it's a huge part of our offense, and it's something that we work on in the offseason. And I think we've built chemistry with bringing the same guys back year in and year out, and Beach does a good job of that, and so that we know where each other is on that football field.
Go next to Herbie Tiopi. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Patrick, Travis tells us his play was called slot machine, right? And as a guy who's mastered the underhand throw, how would you evaluate Kelsey's execution of that play?
I thought he did a good job. I mean, he was able to sell it, get the underhand throw and that inside shoulder and give Pringle a chance. We actually had a design to be a little tighter. And so I think if we'd have been able to get it a little tighter, we'd have got that touchdown. But it was sweet. I was even open a little bit in the flats if he wanted to sling it out there as well.
Go next to Vahe Gregorian. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Patrick, I'm sorry if you answered this. I had something else in my ear, but I wonder if you could just try to describe your relationship with with Travis, the way that you guys seem to just have an intuitive knowledge of each other in these key moments. I know you've described it many times, but it seems like there's something really special there.
Yeah, I think he has a great understanding of not only zone and man coverages and how to get himself open, but how to be on the quarterback's timing. And I think that comes from him playing the quarterback position and him having the years and the experience. And I think you're starting to see that with guys like Tyreek as well. And so if we can just keep evolving and keep getting better and better year in and year out and game by game, we'll be a hard offense to stop.
Go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hey, Clyde told us he felt a little more tension in the stadium this week. Be honest. I mean, you had to get this one. You wanted to beat your rival. Was there a little extra juice this week?
Yeah, I mean, there was no doubt we wanted to win, and I think the guys came to play. And, I mean, like I said, that's a great football team. Teams beat a lot of good football teams, including ourselves. And we needed everything we had to win this football game. And we have a great football team coming up this next week, so we're excited for the challenge this next week and moving on to that one.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go Darren and then Nate. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, Patrick, a couple of things. Was there some miscommunication between you and DeMarcus towards the end of the half where you had your interception? Because I know you all didn't cover the spread tonight for someone who worries about that. And then also, you know, more seriousness, you all had 10 penalties tonight for 89 yards, a couple of personal fouls. How do you all clean that up before your next big game next Sunday against Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I mean, first off, the one with D-Rob, it was kind of a miscommunication on mine and his part. We allow a lot of freedom in this offense, and so I was thinking he was going to come back to me, but he felt the pressure of the guy on the outside, and so he brought it back inside. And so we just have to be on the same page, and we can make that completion happen, and we've done it several times before. So that's something that you work on in practice, and obviously didn't want to throw that interception at that point when we already had points on the board. And then what's your second question again?
My question was about the penalties. You all had 10 penalties tonight. A couple of them were personal fouls. How do you make sure that you all clean that up so it doesn't cost you, next week's game against the Tampa Bay Bucks?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fine line. I mean, you want guys to play with emotion. You want guys to play hard through the whistle. But at the same time, you can't be getting those penalties in crucial situations. And so I think Coach Reed does a good job of letting guys' personality show. And I think we hold each other accountable. And when guys get unsportsmanlike penalties and whatever that is, they hold themselves accountable, and they know they don't want to hurt the team. And so it's something that I'm gonna let guys be who they are, and they'll hold each other accountable, and we'll hold each other accountable.
Last to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Patrick, I have two questions as well. My first is, on a last-minute drive like this, do you internally speed up your mind, speed up your clock, or do you try to keep it the same or actually slow it down because you know the action can be so frantic? And then Brad, I'll have a second.
Yeah, I think you just be who you are. I think that's the biggest thing. You just go about the process of moving the ball down the field. You have to know when you can go over the middle and take completions. You have to know when you need to try to get to the sideline. And you have to know when to take your shots and when to take the checkdowns. And so we've been put in these situations before. Coach Reed puts us in these situations at practice so that we're ready to go whenever we're presented them. And so it's a thing where I have the ultimate confidence in this offense that if we have time on that clock, we're going to find a way to score some points.
And lastly, we know it feels good, honestly, when you throw the touchdown to Travis. But can you just take us through what the feeling is when the ball leaves your hand and you know he's that wide open?
Yeah, I mean, it was a play where I was looking at Tyreek, and I was actually, even when I scrambled out to the right, I was going to look back over at Tyreek again, thinking that he might have won against his matchup. And I saw the safety was running at me like I was going to run the ball, and I saw Travis wide open in the end zone. So I just tried to put it on him as quick as possible because I knew that was the game winner.
Patrick, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Well, you know you're always in it, and that's the biggest thing is that you know you can go out there and create energy, with a purpose. Knowing that Coach Reed and the offensive staff are gonna put you in a good position, and sure enough, 1-5 is always ready for the moment. So you just got to make sure that you're staying true to the scheme and staying disciplined within the scheme, not trying to do too much, like I did the last time playing the Raiders and it hurt us, and this time just kind of staying on track with who we are, knowing that who we are is good enough, and it showed out there today.
Let's go next to Vahe Gregorian. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Travis, can you tell us what you said to Andy after the touchdown? I think you went over and rubbed his shoulders and maybe suggested he put you in the right place.
Well, everybody kind of gets a little tense in those moments, right? So, just gotta loosen the guy up a little bit. We're always talking about fire up, man, get ready. And it seemed right then and there that we had it in the bag. So it's just having fun with the big guy, knowing that it was a team win. We all accounted for this one.
Let's go next to Steve Walls. Good, Steve.
Hey, Trev. This Raiders team isn't the same team that we've seen over the past few years. Talk about what makes this team, so difficult to play besides the fact they are your rival.
To be honest, man, this is the best Raiders team that I've played since I've been in the league. Very well coached. They got a whole lot of great players over there. And they play well together, meaning offensive, defensive, and special teams. They're all coming together and they're all playing their tail off. And, we knew it was going to be a fight coming into it. And I'm just proud of the guys in the locker room that were in white today. And we came away with a very, very hard-fought win out here in Las Vegas.
Looks like we've got 4 left. We'll go right down the line, starting with Harold. Go ahead, Harold.
Travis, congratulations on the win. You discussed Mahomes at the end there, but just throughout the game, how frustrating was it seeing how back and forth it was going? And did you feel any pressure? Okay, we have to score on this. I know you want to score on every drive, but you felt like you had to score on each drive because you knew the Raiders were having success offensively too.
We know what we're capable of, and we have the ultimate firepower on offense, and scoring every drive is a mission. It's the expectations that we set for ourselves. So you can't get frustrated. That's a good football team. So you gotta be able to battle through the ups and downs of a football game, knowing that it's 60 minutes and it might take you all the way down to the last minute to find a win, and that's what happened today.
Next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Travis, I know you've mentioned before how playing quarterback allows you to see the coverage yourself. Can you take us through what the coverage the Raiders were showing you on that last drive and why you were able to get open for those 2 big receptions, including the touchdown?
I'm not going to lie. I kind of got tricked on it because I thought it was a middle field open look. And when I got through second level, which is the linebackers, once I got through the second level, I felt an opening on the opposite hash. And I mean, might as well go where the void is. You know, I feel like I see and I feel what Patrick sees back there in the pocket sometimes. And sure enough, I mean, it was right on the money.
Go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Travis, can you take us through that final drive? I think you only got to third down one time and only second down only twice. Did that thing go, other than maybe the play you just talked about, did that thing go about the way you planned it?
I mean, I feel like they had been playing pretty similar defense the entire game. And I mean, over the course of 3 or 4 quarters, I feel like we pretty much had a good grasp on how to attack it. But at the end of the day, you got 1-5 back there making plays. So it's he kind of turns it up and when it really matters the most. And